In BASF, this particularly in South Asia, the whole concept of looking at the inclusive business came in around 2010 when we were developing our growth strategy, and we recognized that we cannot really ignore this section of the society, and we also perhaps have the innovation capability to cater to this segment, and that's how the whole initiative started. And through dialogue with a number of stakeholders, we identified three broad areas where we thought we should focus on, and one is housing, health and hygiene is the next broad segment, and food and farming is the third segment. But perhaps our the longest running and most impactful program has been in the farming area, where we actually have a farm input business. And for about 8 years now, we have been championing an initiative called Samruddhi, which is an ancient Sanskrit name which means prosperity, which essentially looks at educating farmers on better farming practices and better farm economics, and through that process helping the farmers improve and change their lives, and also then become a target customer for many of our products. So we have actually commissioned independent study with PricewaterhouseCoopers, and they estimate that farmers who are participating in these programs, their yields have increased by about 25%, and the net returns have actually increased by about 38–39% because of better productivity and better quality of produce, and also more efficient use of some of the input and practices, good agricultural practices that they adopt. And also I think it's one of the most interesting aspects is that it significantly changes the lives of the farmers, because the incremental income that they get is actually plowed back into better living standards and also into short-term and long-term infrastructure for improving their profession. So, and this is actually when you see this is a very satisfying kind of moment and experience for everyone involved in this. BASF is largely a B2B business. For us to grow, we need to really look at newer and newer customer base. So that's one kind of motivation for us to look at the inclusive business model and the base of the pyramid population, so to speak. The other is BASF is also a company which has innovation as its core strategy. So we spend fairly large amount of money on an annual basis doing research and development. So some of the challenges that face the bottom of the pyramid segment of the society potentially probably can be solved through the innovation ability that the company has. So I would say that these are the two kind of key motivation for BASF to look into this. So I think there are about 2 or 3 broad areas where I see benefits. So one is in a forum like Business Call to Action brings in a lot of like-minded organizations, private entrepreneurs, small, medium to big, NGOs, and even government agencies, and this obviously gives us access to kind of a ready target audience and potential collaborators in future. The second piece is actually getting to know what are the other global programs that are going on, global network programs that are going on, from where we could learn, and also really understanding some of the best practices. So for example, today I was very excited to hear about the CEMEX program in providing rural housing, the work that is being done in Kenya for micronutrient sachets. These are all potential best practices that also have application maybe in South Asia. So this is another key benefit. And third is, of course, it's a great motivation for people like us to be called on to such a senior leadership platform and being able to actually present to them the initiatives that we do. And so it's a source of great motivation and satisfaction to be given this platform.